I've been using Linux Mint for about a week now, and while everything else is fine, I've adapted well to it. There's one big problem that I'm experiencing, and that problem has to do with hardware compatibility. Linux does not play nice with printers, and the reason for that is all of the Linux-based drivers have to be done by the Linux community. It's not purchased. Like in Windows, what you would do, you would plug in your printer and install a driver for the printer, but that driver for the printer is not made by Microsoft. Microsoft purchases that license from the manufacturer of that printer, and then they distribute it to you. And so what's happened now with Linux is that if nobody in the Linux community has written a piece of code for that driver, then you are basically out of luck. And that's what's happened to me. I have an old, I think it's a Lexmark X1180 series, and that's a 3-in-1 printer, scanner and copier. But because it's so old, there are no drivers available, and I'm unable to install the default driver that came with it, because it's not compatible. Those drivers are written especially for the Windows kernel and not for the Linux kernel. And it's not just that, it's even newer hardware. But what you'll notice is that you will not be able to make full use of it. Like the SSD that I've gotten here, 120GB Samsung 750 EVO, and the problem is that I'm not able to install Samsung's hardware driver for it. I have to rely on the Linux driver, and that's not good, because the Samsung software, the Magician software, it helps with maintaining the SSD. It does all of the wear leveling and monitoring of the lifespan. It tells you how many terabytes have been written and how much life expectancy you have for it. And now with the Linux kernel, the default driver that comes with Linux, you are unable to do that, and you have to even run the trim command manually. And so right now I'm guessing it. I'm just running the trim command like every other day, but I think I'll just do it once a week. But that's relying on me now, and that's just not very good. It needs to be automated. I know I can't write a piece of code to have it done, but I'm not sure what the recommendation is from the manufacturer, and that's a big disadvantage. I do have a newer printer. I'm also having a problem with that because I cannot install the default driver. It's a Samsung laser printer, and so without the default software that's supposed to be used with it, I cannot see the tonal levels. The only real problem that I've been having so far with Linux. But it's still early days. I'll have to see if any improvements are made, or I'll just have to abandon it and go back to Windows.